Hey guys, thanks for coming back. I just saw Thor 2 The Dark World, starring the more talented Hemsworth brother, Natalie Portman, Tom Hiddleston, and of course, the Honorable Sir Anthony Hopkins. This is With a K Review. I'm Victor. Grab your hammers. It was funnier when I thought of it earlier.
With a K Review! It's VIC?
No, it's with a K.
Oh.
So Thor The Dark World is the direct sequel from the 2011 movie, and it also follows the events of New York in the Avengers. And for the most part, I did like the first Thor movie. I just felt like it had this weird Bala-Wolvie problem in it, but I'm going to get to that a little bit later. So for this sequel, we do have a new director, Alan Taylor, and he hasn't really done a whole lot of things like movie-wise, like big screen stuff, but he has directed a lot of stuff on the cable channels. He's directed Dexter, 6 Feet Under, and also Game of Thrones. And with all those combined, I do think he actually has a shot in making this movie pretty good. He's also been tapped, weirdly enough, to direct the new Terminator 5 movie, which may or may not be a reboot, but that's okay. If you want to check below on the link, click there and so you can learn more. And remember, the more you know, the more you get to forget later. Bong, 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 bong. Now, in any kind of movie where you have a hero like Thor and you've already had him gone through, having to work against his arrogance like he had to do in Thor 1 and also in the Avengers, you have to give him something that's going to come against him, something really awesome and powerful that's going to come against Thor and really mess with him. And I thought it was going to be Malekith or maybe even Loki. But you know what? It was both of these guys, but then again, there's that Bala-Wolf problem. And of course, who I'm talking about is Natalie Portman. Now, Natalie Portman is a great actress. I really like her. She is an Academy Award-winning actress. She has talent. She's really smart. She's everything that I would want a person to be in this movie. It's just that I'm not really sure why she's in this movie. But when I look at her in this movie, I'm just like, you're hot, but not needed. But for some reason, I really just don't see her mixing well with Thor on screen. She just seems really out of place in both of these movies. And I really don't want to say that, because I really want to say that she did a great job, in both movies. But unfortunately, she just does an okay job. Which brings me to my next point of there being a Wolverine problem with Thor. Don't worry, I know where I'm going with this. Now, the reason that I'm comparing Thor and Wolverine is because these two characters really do need other surrounding characters. Wolverine really needs the X-Men in order to really work with his comedy, to work with the action, and so forth. And the same thing with Thor. Thor just kind of needs the Avengers. When it's just Thor, it's just like, there's Thor. Yay. Now, I believe in this movie they have tried to help fix that problem of adding in people to help, keep Thor interesting. You do have his love interest with Natalie Portman. You also have Loki. You also have a lot of the other supporting characters like Sif and Fandral, who's also played by Zachary Levi. I didn't realize that was him at all until I looked in the credits, and dear God, doesn't even look like him. I mean, seriously, look, Zachary Levi, Fandral, look nothing alike. And even though they added all these characters into the movie, and it really did help bring up Thor just a little bit, it was really just still kind of like, But by keeping all these characters in the movie, they did help bring Thor's character up and help support his character, what he was doing in the movie. I really did feel like they gave Natalie Portman almost an unimportant reason in the movie, like something happened to her, and that's what finally made her important in the movie. The other thing that they added, which was really, really weird, was the comedy. Now, I laughed at a lot of it, and a lot of it was really hilarious, plus the cameo in this movie, #1 ever. In the end, there were some really good aspects that I did like about this movie. The action was faster, the comedy was in there, it could have been just a little bit less. But the one thing that I really wish would have happened in this movie was when the twists happened in this movie, that it really would have affected Thor more. Now, when these twists happened, don't get me wrong, Thor kind of lost it for a second, but just later in the movie, he really didn't seem all that angry about the two incredible major twists that did happen in the movie. The only other major gripe that I really had with this movie was the character of Malekith. He was a really good character when he was actually speaking to Thor and making threats, and I was like, whoa, alright, dark elves, awesome! But then after a while, he just kind of became a paper cutout of a villain. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't something that I really thought was going to come and kill and destroy everything. So for Thor The Dark World, I'm going to have to say this movie was pretty good. I did enjoy going to see it in theaters, and I'm going to have to give it a 3K review. For you guys, I would say go see this one in theaters for a matinee price only. When it becomes stream it in your top 10, and also, of course, just rent it for $1 if you're bored on a Friday night. And thanks guys for watching my show. I really do appreciate all the viewers and subscribers that I do have. Make sure to click over here to see any of my past reviews. Make sure to subscribe above and comment below. And you know what? CYK, click your keys. Tell me, what is your favorite superhero movie that's come out in the past couple of years? Even include the ones from the 80s. Remember Nick Fury played by David Hasselhoff? Ugh. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching my show. And never forget, if you don't like what you're watching, you can always turn it off.